Welcome everyone to my brand new channel, Scrap and Crafty Gardener. My name is Kathy. Now, I made this card the other day, and I would like to remake that for you now using some different colors. And this time, do it on camera, and hopefully I can get it right. I do welcome any comments or criticisms that you may have. I'm scared to death to do this, but I'm hoping things will go all right. So we're going to redo this card. The first thing we need is a 7" by 10" piece of cardstock paper, and I use the Nina Solar White. And then I'm going to score that at the 5 inches. And then fold it in half and crease it down. And this creates the 5 by 7 card that I prefer to use. And we're done with that. Now, what else we will need for my layering of my cards, we need a coordinating cardstock at 4 5/8 by 6 5/8, and I haven't decided yet whether I'm going to use this polka dotted blue background or just this pale blue background. Then for the inner layer, we need a 4 3/8 by 6 3/8, and we'll put that on there. So the first thing we're going to do is set those other pieces aside until I decide what I'm going to work on. We're going to take our inner layer, and I'm going to use my Misty, and then I have the My Sweet Petunia sticky mat that I put in here. And I'm going to put that down. And then I'm just going to stencil using this waffle flower brick wall stencil. And I'll just set that down. And I'm going to be very gentle so that I don't get my stencil off the stickiness. I'm looking forward to getting one of those great sticky mats that I see everybody using, but for right now, this is what I have, and so we'll use. And we're going to start with the GinaK Designs Soft Stone ink. And I always have a piece of scratch paper off to the side here, just to see. And then I'm just going to lightly, very lightly, just do a stencil. Not very much. I don't want it to be too dark or too bright. And so we're done with the soft stone. And then we'll pull that up. And then, oh, might as well keep this out again because our next step is to take another piece of white cardstock that I'm going to use. And then today I'm going to be using the Pinkfresh Studios Blooming Branch. It's a stamp, stencil, and die cut set. And I want to get out this rubber stamp and place it on my paper, just like that. And then I'll rub it down, make it stick to my paper. And then I'm also using the GinaK Black Onyx, and that's what I'm going to stamp with. And this stamp is well used and well loved, so I don't need to condition it. And we'll lay that on there. And I'm very high tech. My Chucky tool is just a package of jute cord that I have. Someday I'll make myself a Chucky tool, but this works perfectly. And until I need that jute, it's my Chucky tool. And I'll do that one more time. A little bit more in the center. Everything else is looking good here. I think I can close up the black onyx, and we'll set that aside. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to clean off my stamp real quick. And to do that, I just use a squirt bottle with water. And I got this from Dollar General. I think it's in the toiletry section for when you're traveling. And I just filled it with water. And then I just use an old washcloth that I use to clean my stamps off with. And it works really well. Okay, pick that up. Set that off to the side. Now, done with our stamping platform. Now I am going to be using two other things. These I got from the Dollar Tree. These are the standard grip mats. I think they're supposed to be used with the Cricut Joy or similar things, but I like it for my stenciling. So on here, I will lay down the item I need to stencil and stick it to the mat. It usually sticks fairly well. Oh, I forgot my stencils. Let me get those really quick. Okay, I have my stencils. And the makers of stencils, I love you dearly. But for those of us with really old eyes, see they have up here says stencil 1, but you have to look at it real close. So I just took a Sharpie marker and wrote on there 1. And we're just going to get this in position, just like that. And I'm going to be starting with the GinaK Designs, and I'm going to be doing blues this time. I'm doing the Tranquil Teal. And just a light coat. And I usually start off of the stencil so that I have less color on this stencil. There we go. Just like that. And my next color is going to be Sea Glass. And I don't really need to change my marker or my stencil brush. I'll just wipe that off a little bit. Grab stencil number 2. Set that in place. Get my marker full of color. This is another case of where I really want that new sticky mat that everybody uses for their stenciling. But until the budget can allow, this is what I have. And there's layer 2. Now I'm going to be doing the third stencil, and I'm using the color Ocean Mist, also from GinaK Designs. Set that down, ink up. Oops, went off, but that's okay. It's beginning to come together. And for our fourth color, I'm using the Turquoise Sea. Get that lined up. It's a little bit awkward. There we go. There we have some blue. It's just a subtle difference in shades, and you see I have some off colors there, but that will come out when I do the die cutting. And now for the greens, I am using Jelly Bean Green and Fresh Asparagus. And I have a green brush for that. This is the Jelly Bean Green. Parts 5 and 6 on my stencil. Sorry, I'm so disorganized. As I said, I was very apprehensive and nervous about even doing a YouTube video. And I'm trying to get over that. And I hope you guys can help me do that. If you do hear the furnace, I am in my windowless basement in the middle of winter in Pennsylvania. So furnace will come on every now and then. Okay, there's my green leaves. This is coming together nicely. Now I'll use the fresh asparagus. And on the last stencil, number 6. And that is a nice darker color, and it just gives some highlights to the leaves. There we go. Now I am going to use the stencil from the set. And kind of get that in place here of where I want it to cut. And to hold it down when I go for my die cut, I just use a roll of cheap washi tape that I got maybe for like 10 cents. It is not one of my favorite designs that I've never used it for anything else, so it works great for the stencil. And now I'm going to take this over to my die cut machine once I reposition it, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, I now have that die cut out, and my next step is going to be taking the panel that I did earlier with the brick stencils on it and figure out how I want my die cut to be once I put it on there. Because then I'm going to add my sentiments. So get out my Misty again, place this down, just kind of figure out where I want that to be, and it will be off the page just the littlest bit. Now this excuse me, this Blooming Branch die does come with a huge thanks die, which is what I did on this card I did the other day. But I found another rubber stamp that fits this perfectly. It's from Stampendous, Fran's Clear Stamps, and it is the True Friends stamp set. And there's a saying here that friends are like flowers, they brighten your day. So I'm going to put that on this card, just kind of in the center here, just like that. But I will use the stamp from the original set that says, "You really know how to make my day brighter." So I think the two of these will just go nicely together there. Kind of make sure they're a little straight. Pull that out, and then I can take this away. Now, since I haven't used this one stamp before, I need to condition it a little bit. And I'll just rub my finger over it. It kind of gets off the coating that comes from the factory on there. And this stamp has been used before, so not a problem. And I'm going to use, again, the GinaK Black Onyx to stamp these sentiments. Oh, and there my nail popped off. Sorry about that. All right, and there we go. Now you get to see my actual nails and how pretty they are. And we'll just stamp those on. And I think one more to the top. There we go, that's perfect. Clean off my stamp with my water and my washcloth. Put those back on their racks. Okay, and I'm done with the Misty. Now we're just going to pop this up, and I'm going to use some pop-up strips that I have. I just got these on Amazon. I think you get several hundred for a very small amount of money. Off-brand, generic, but they work great. And one nice thing is you can also curve them to fit. Just a few on here to get the highlights popped up, and to make sure that there isn't anything wild sticking out that might bend or break. Peel off the tops of these if I can. Let me get my tweezers. As I said, I'm very, very nervous about making a YouTube video. Not even sure if my content will be helpful to anyone. But it's kind of a history of what I'm doing. And that needs a little glue on it there. That tape is just not sticky in that section. So that'll hold that down in a minute. I apologize. This was all well planned out, and now it's just going wrong. But that's real life. How things happen, especially to me. All right, and now we're just going to put that on here just like that. And then I'm going to glue this, and I use the mono liquid glue from Tombow. I much prefer it to tape runners. For me, they're a little expensive, and they run out of ink a lot. Now I need to decide which blue, and I think I do want the polka dots. Yeah, that looks much better with that color. Stick that on there, then glue on the back of this. Add that on there. And now I'm going to add some embellishments. Just a few. I like these little dots. I got these on Amazon. They're just clear drops. And I'm just going to put one here, and one down here. And I have this wonderful craft glue stick. It's from Close to My Heart. Of course, I have glue all over my fingers now. Get these to turn over. Oh, we'll just turn it over. Oh, there's one that's turned over. We'll put one here, the bigger one, down here. And then I think one of those here. And I want a small one, I think. We'll just turn that one over in my hand. And of course, you know, things are going to have to go wrong on my first video, but that's okay. And I think it needs just a little bit more bling on the cards. Let me get my Wink of Style. Hold on. There, I love these Wink of Styles. Adds just a little bit of glitter without adding color. Just here and there. And then that card is done. I hope you can see that. Now I want to show you this card again. Same rubber stamp, just some different colors. Whoops. Oh, goodness. I'm in a hurry. And I brushed it off too soon. Just different colors of ink. For this one, I used the GinaK colors of Medium Carnation, Passionate Pink, Dark Carnation, and Red Velvet. For the Red Velvet, I did the center. And also on that card, I did a coordinating envelope. So you could easily do this on your corner of your envelope too, just to have a nice little set. And if you're not into card making, but you like to do the stamps and stenciling, you can do it on a scrapbook page. This is one of the 12 by 12 scrapbook pages that I did. Use the same stencil, rubber stamps, and inks for this card, but I cut out 2 of them here, and then I cut one of them in half and put pieces down here. And I also did the brick wall in the background of this page. So you can do quite a lot with this. I even did one of these cards using the same stamps in a red, white, and blue theme. Definitely different, but it's for the local BFW that did something for me, so I'm giving them a thank you card. That's the end of my video. I hope it wasn't as big of a mess as I think it is, but thank you all, even if just one of you watches it, and have a great day. Good night.